Hi and welcome. In today's video I'll show you how to do pattern matching in switch statements in C#. This is not a new feature, it's been around since C# 7, where it was introduced as a concept allowing us to do pattern matching. And this pattern matching is kind of inline if statements. And it allows us to make conditionals inside our switches, which makes us avoid these nested if statements. I assume you already know how a switch is working, what you're using the break, default, null keywords for. So I won't talk about that in this video, but you can check one of my other videos showing it. I have made a tutorial or a teaching article on my website showing you how to do this as well. So this is just a video on top of this article. If you're ready, then let's move on to writing some code. Let's head into Visual Studio and create a new project. We're gonna name it something like pattern. Oh, sorry, I have to choose a console app. Give it a name. Pattern matching demo. I'm not good at letting go of my shift key. Next, and we're gonna do it with .NET 6. So now we've got a new project. I am starting off by making a new folder and name it shapes, because we are doing this with shapes. So this folder is gonna hold a shape class, and my other shapes will just inherit this shape class. We're gonna name this class shape. It's just an internal class shape. And we're gonna move this, save it up. We're not gonna add any properties inside this one. So let's add a new class and name it rectangle. So this is also an internal class. We're going to remove unnecessary using statements. We're going to say it's inheriting shape. So a rectangle will have a width. So we're going to say we're going to need an integer named width. Get set. We're going to make also height. No, that's width and height. That's fine. Sorry, let's name this length. And we will also add a new one named triangle. Our triangle will inherit shape, and we will just add a new height inside this one. And we're going to say get set integer. Name it width. We're going to calculate the area of our triangle. At the rectangle, we're just going to test the length and height to make sure that it's not a square, and we're going to print it out to the console. Let's also make a circle. I think that's what I have added inside my tutorial. So I got the triangle, I got the circle, and I got the rectangle. So let's head back and tell it to inherit the shape. This one will also have an integer, and it's going to ask for the radius of the circle. So let's remove unnecessary usings. We're going to save this up. So now we're going to make a switch, and it's inside our main class, so the programs.cs file. So we're going to say static void, because we don't want it to return anything. We're going to say define shape, and here we're going to give it shape. Just give it shape. And we're going to tell it to use this one. So now we got this one, and let's say, okay, we would like a switch. We would like to switch on our shape. And here we got it. So now we're able to use the shapes we just made. Let's start off by doing a match case on the rectangle. And we're gonna give it a short name for S for square. And this is gonna be when the length of our the rectangle equals the height of the rectangle. Then we want this to happen. So we're gonna write to the console saying we want the string interpolation. So we're gonna say s.length rectangle. It is a square. Right, we're gonna break out, and we're gonna make a new case, and we're gonna put the rectangle. And this one will just have a short name R. We're just doing the default case matching right here, so no when statements. We're gonna print to the console, and we're gonna write R dot length. This is R dot height. R not equal. This is a rectangle. Right. Sorry, we need the break. Make sure that no case matching is done. So let's try and run this. We're gonna remove this default console write line for hello world, and we're gonna say define shape, and we would like to define a new shape, and it should be a rectangle, and let's give it a length. So the length should be 4, and the height should be 5. So inside this one I would like to add a new line, just to make the console print prettier. So when we run this one, it should come and tell us that our rectangle is a rectangle, it's not a square. Let's also do one for our square. So we're gonna say the height is equal to 6 and our length is equals to 6. And close it up. So let's run this one and see what happens. Here we go. Now we're able to see that the first rectangle we gave it is not, the sides are not equal. So this is definitely a rectangle. And right here we can see that 6 times 6 are equal. So this is not a rectangle, it's a square, of course. And you can add multiple cases right here. So let's say we would like the circle C, and we're gonna say console. See right here. There we go. So what do we want to do with the circle? We want to say C dot radius. We want the math dot pi multiplied by C dot radius. And C dot radius to calculate the area of it. So right here we got a circle with the area. There we go. And we want to break out of this one. Let's also make one for the triangle T. And we're gonna forgot to add a new line break here. So let's add this one and say this triangle got an area of. Then we have to say the length and width multiplied by each other. So it's gonna be T dot width, sorry, the height. Multiplied by T dot height, divide them by 2, and we're gonna break out of this. Just have to check that this is the correct calculation. Yeah, it is. Awesome. Let's run this and see if we can find a new shape. Like the triangle. So right here we're gonna say the height is equal to 4 and width is equal to 5. And let's also make this new circle. So the circle right here, and the radius of the circle is 6, just so it matches what I've done in my article. And we also want to make sure that this is CO2, and we So as you can see, we're now able to calculate the area of the circle and tell that the triangle got an area of 10. Oh, that's an error. That's not correct. Oh, yes it is. Sorry, my bad. It was because I added the triangle before the circle. And it was the opposite way inside the switch. And that's why I got confused. So this is how you do pattern matching inside switches. You will be able to write cleaner code and avoid nested if statements when using this method of checking the sizes of the shapes in this example. But you can use it for lots of other things when writing your code. I hope you learned something new from this. Until next time, happy coding!